Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, January 6th at midnight, Mountain Time 2020. The models are in, and they're not funny. Heavy snow moving into the northwest, as predicted. But the big story, yes, sudden stratospheric warming, Arctic outbreaks, major snowstorms may unfold thanks to the polar vortex, which will be splitting and will not be quitting anytime soon. Keep calm. It's boom time. Let's check it out. She's smiling. Changes are taking place in the atmosphere above the Arctic Circle that suggest the clock is ticking on the mild weather for January standards, gripping much of the United States. Forecasters say signs are pointing towards cold air outbreaks that will begin during the third week of January. At the same time, an active storm track is likely to continue in the south and along the East Coast, and the combination could spell more chances for snowfall in the coming weeks. And people are tweaked. Boom. Here we are at the largest temperature drop in years for the month of December. We're now just 0.27 degrees C above baseline, all the way back since the 70s. In fact, we are colder globally than we were back here in January of 1988 by a single... Can you believe that? I can. Another shot of snow and wintry travel by Thursday morning. Next weather maker arrives Wednesday night, and that will be your plight. Look at that. It's like a pineapple express coming in from the west. Bozeman, another Pacific storm front to pass through Montana Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Be prepared for widespread light snow to impact travel at all levels, high and low. How high are you? Tuesday weather update. Winter weather advisory in effect for some. Snow possible. Snow is always possible in the winter. Scattered snow showers will begin to develop across North Carolina mountains near the Tennessee border overnight. A quick 1 to 2 inches of snow may accumulate above 5,000 feet before daybreak Tuesday, which is their lose day. Isn't that today? High elevation snow will continue during the day on Tuesday. May produce snow accumulations around an inch of elevation above 3,500 feet. And this baby is getting started. Let's make a little correction here. Here's Brevard. That's a city in this county, which I think is Rolp. And so someone called me out on that. But it is, in fact, the county where Deliverance was made, Rolp County, as many other places in the country. Moving on. 18 inches of snow in the desert? Yes, Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus, is the winner, as predicted. Texas Park warned visitors to stay away after deluge of snow because they do not know how to play in the global warming goodness. Winter conditions close portions of I-25 near Casper and I-80, and they're still closed overnight. That's their plight, because the snow is going to continue to mount up to 11 inches of snow to hit parts of Colorado as snowstorm rolls through the state. Yes, it happened. Here are the snowfall totals in the last 48 hours. The big winners, Wyoming, Idaho, as we said, 1 to 2 feet in many regions. Western Montana and Seattle. Take a look. The Olympics, Snoqualmie Pass, and all the regions high in the Olympics and in the mountains of Washington State are completely pummeled. And what I was getting to was the northern Sierras are going to be picking up more snow as we check the models real quick. Let's go look at the newest model coming out just now. Still not complete. And we'll just walk you through it here. We'll just pause it. Take a look at how much snow dumps in 24 hours in British Columbia and Washington State. This is just through Wednesday night, Thursday. So you're going to be getting some snow in Oregon here. Washington's the big winner. Take a look, 16 to 24 inches, all the way up through BC. And that snow moving into the northern Sierras here is going to continue to dip down, especially right here during the weekend. Friday, Saturday, that's Saturday here in our state, but you're going to be picking up heavy snow in the North Sierras as the system moves down into the Four Corners, just a tippy touch, barely gets here, and then back into Texas, of all things, in the next 100 hours. This brings you through Sunday afternoon. You can see here the remnants of that southern system moving through half the state of North Kakalaki, up through West Virginia, a little bit of lake effect snow, nothing impactful. But here at the Asheville area, Brevard City in Rolp County, Hello, Asheville picking up some snow. Basically 3, 4, 5 inches in these regions. So that's all we have to report there. Take a look at Europe. You're about to see a big explosion here on the Costa Blanca, just inland. Record-setting snow potential for Spain. It's insane in the next 3 or 4 days. So keep a close eye on this region, as well as the Eastern Adriatic. Going to be some heavy totals there as well. They typically pick up huge amounts. We're talking Croatia, Slovenia, all the way down to Greece. Yeah, that's where that snow's happening. I'm looking at it, and that's just in the next few days. So there's your quick update there for the Eastern Adriatic Sea. Norway landslide rescue teams find no signs of life and wreckage as drone shows extent of damage. Now, many people are postulating this is the last flood deposit from the younger, driest flood event, and this is what's calving off now. In fact, there are homes down here in this region. These are structures. There's nobody alive down there. Many people have died, and our prayers go out to them. Rescue teams searching for survivors days after a landslide carried away homes in a Norwegian village have found no signs of life amid the ruined buildings and debris. 6 bodies have been found in the search, police said. 4 bodies were discovered Friday and Saturday, another 2 on Sunday. Ground search teams with dogs are being aided by helicopters and drones with the heat-detecting cameras on the ravaged hillside in the village of Ask, 25 kilometers northeast of the capital, Oslo. And you can see here just some of that extent of the Norwegian landslide wreckage. It's completely catastrophic. And, well, I mean, there are no words, in my opinion, here. You could picture this times 1,000,000 for the events to come. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Let's just bring it out, show you how quiet it is on the Western Front, or globally, as we say. But it is a quiet world seismically. Worldwide volcano news update. Very little activity today. We have a interesting Kilauea update. And Kluchaskov has been blasting off to 22,000 feet regularly, now up to 23,000 feet in the most recent report. Dukono, Sabancaya, Cadavar, Fuego, Sangay, and more. Reventador, and nothing spectacular, nothing out of the box, and that's good news. Let's check out the latest Kilauea eruption after the 2nd week since this baby started going, and the lava has been flowing. That's for damn
The eruption
sure.
of Kilauea volcano on Hawaii Island has entered its 2nd week. Scientists continue to monitor the activity within the rising lava lake at the summit. The U.S. Geological Survey's Hawaiian Volcano Observatory says the activity is confined to the summit caldera with lava erupting from vents on the northwest side of the crater. HVO says there is no indication that additional magma is currently moving into the rift zones beyond the summit area. While no major changes have been observed, scientists have been documenting the evolution of the active vent, which continues to feed lava flows into the lake below. This thermal time-lapse was recorded on December 29th and shows the dynamic of the west vent. The lava was moving through a crusted-over channel and was entering the lake below the surface. As the lava enters the lake, it produces localized upwelling at the surface. By January 2nd, there appeared to be an increase in eruptive vigor. This small, dome-like fountain was seen breaking through the surface crust. In this video, the dome fountain is estimated to be 16 feet high and about 33 feet wide. These dome fountains have been observed during previous eruptions. Scientists say they can occur when lava rapidly emerges from a constricted vent or fissure onto the surface, in this case, the surface of a lava lake. On Tuesday morning, scientists observed a small breakout from the lower part of the west vent tube, captured in this telephoto aerial image. The scientists also report that the lava lake itself is becoming perched. It has developed a subtle levee around its perimeter that allows the lake to be slightly perched above its base, like a mesa. The levees grow from repeated small overflows. The crust forms a barrier that impounds the fluid lake. HVO says this geometry has been common for lava lakes at Kilauea in the past. The perched lava lake geometry is more apparent in this thermal image taken on Tuesday morning. It shows how the cooler perimeter of the lava lake is widening. Islands of solidified lava can also be seen floating on the lake's surface. The largest of the islands, seen near the active west vent, is about 7 acres in size. This video, sped up 20 times, was recorded just before the new year. It shows a process called foundering, in which a segment of cool crust on the surface of the lava lake is overridden by less dense liquid from below. This causes the crust to sink into the underlying lava. This process of renewal occurs repeatedly throughout the life of a lava lake. Sulfur dioxide emission rates are still elevated. Measurements taken on January 3rd were in the range of 3,000 to 6,000 tons per day. It has been in that range since December 27th. This amount of SO2 was common during the previous summit eruption and lava lake prior to the 2018 caldera collapse. Fog is now a common sight around the island, most often in areas of West Hawaii where the volcanic smog is known to collect. This hazy view was taken in Kona on Monday morning. Scientists say instruments at the summit have recorded weak deflationary tilt since January 1st. Seismicity remains elevated but stable, with steady tremor and a few minor earthquakes. HVO says it continues to collect detailed data to assess hazards and understand how the...
So, quick recap here as we try to shrink down this video. Good news, there is no evidence that any of this lava is moving down the East Rift Zone towards populated areas. It's all contained in the main caldera here at Kilauea.
The eruption is evolving. This information is being shared with the National Park Service and emergency managers. Officials say access to this hazardous area is by permission from and in coordination with Hawaii Volcanoes National Park.
Yeah, so in other words, don't go near the volcano. And thankfully, no one's sending me crazy videos of people filming the actual lava lake from the rim. So that's a really good recommendation. Subscribe to Big Island Video News. They are one of the top producers of some of the most spectacular stuff. And guys, you just witnessed some of the first documentation of some lava lake calving and stuff that we've never seen before in human history. So that's big news. Another big thing coming out from one of our top supporters over here at Volcano Time Lapse. They actually captured and have recorded a meteor over Popo last night, and it's quite spectacular. Take a look. Boom! Gorgeous. Excellent work here at Volcano Time Lapse. There's the stats for nerds. And we can watch this a few times. It's worth it each time. That's a bolide. In case you're unaware, a bolide is when an asteroid reaches high visibility because of it's burning up as it enters the atmosphere, and they glow brighter than Jupiter, approaching the brightness of the sun. So excellent bolide here, captured by Volcano Time Lapse. Come give them a thumbs up, for goodness sakes. And subscribe to the channel, Volcano Time Lapse. Kicking ass and taking names. We love that channel. Top-notch stuff coming over from those guys. Now let's talk about solar flares and sunquakes. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Well, data from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, or SOHO, spacecraft show clearly that powerful star quakes ripple around the sun. Now, if we only knew actually what the sun was made of or what it was composed of, or we could actually have a debate, then it would actually be important. But that's not happening anytime soon, this decade or next decade or anytime soon, because it's all about the collapse. Submerged forces of transient acoustic emissions from solar flares documented. Yes, this is a paper. These transient, quote-unquote, acoustic emissions, well, secrets behind the sunquakes could lurk beneath the solar surface, which is potentially liquid. Now, it is our opinion, and those of Dr. Robitaille and others in our community, that these well, that the sun is composed of liquid metallic hydrogen, perhaps. Did you ever hear of such a thing? Just look at this 42-minute time lapse and take a moment to understand what you're observing. So here we have negative 12 minutes, and then the event here on the solar flare, boom. And then as we watch the next 42 minutes, a rippling coming out of that region on the surface. Where do ripples occur? On a pond. What is a pond made of? Water. Water is a liquid. So the ripples that we're witnessing here on the surface of the sun are probably indicative of a liquid material that the sun is made of. Well, let's just say liquid hydrogen metal, perhaps? Could you think of anything else? I couldn't, based on that picture. Scientists create the first living robot made from frog stem cells. We reported on this 4 weeks ago. In fact, the living robots called Xenobots have nothing to do with this picture of the Geico robot on a stalk of a plant here. This is not what they created. In fact, you have to look in a petri dish to see what they made. It has nothing to do with this crap, yet whoever this publisher is decided to put this picture up here to confuse you, so you would just read the title, look at this robot, and say, oh my God, there are robotic Geicos. No, there aren't. In fact, these Xenobots are completely microscopic pieces of sludge in a petri dish that die in a few weeks. Has nothing to do with this. It's a complete misinformation campaign to make you think something that what else is new? Imminent, sudden stratospheric warming to occur. This is all what you've been hearing for the last 2 days if you're a newsie. Sudden stratospheric warming, the end of the world, bringing increased risks of snow over coming weeks. Let me tell you what happens. During every winter, there is a polar vortex. Sometimes it splits in two. Who knew? But as we enter the new paradigm where the jet stream has broken down and meridional flow is key, this is the breakdown of the systems that control the climate on the planet. This has been happening for years. This is not new, but the mainstream just knows the nomenclature and they can sell it. Because if global warming isn't happening and you're going to freeze your arse off, they need a distraction. So this is their explanation. A new study led by researchers in the University of Bristol, Exeter, and Bath helps to shed light on the winter weather we may soon have in store following a dramatic meteorological event currently unfolding high above the North Pole. Ho, ho, ho. This is complete dog and pony show. Weather forecasting models are predicting with increasing confidence that sudden stratospheric warming event will take place today, the 5th of January, 2021. It's game time, kids. The stratosphere is the layer of the atmosphere from around 10 to 50 kilometers above the Earth's surface, which is the transfer to space, so to speak. SSW events are some of the most extreme atmospheric phenomena and can see polar stratospheric temperatures increase by 50 C while pushing that cold air down into the mid-latitudes and all of the regular people. Yes, polar vortex breaking down now. Major stratospheric warming will impact weather all winter. And we're just going to end it on that. This is all drama played out for the players. Climate is a system. Here you can see cold, hot, cold, hot. Yeah, it normalizes. Who knew? Massachusetts teacher says she is very proud to have removed Homer's classic from the school curriculum. Yes, this is the Iliad and the Odyssey, and this 20-something is proud that she removed a historical piece of literature from the curriculum to humans. That's how stupid she is and how indoctrinated people of her age are. They think that exposing you to literature from thousands of years ago will make you a racist. Yeah, That's pretty ridiculous. Here's some more ridiculousness. As world teeters on the brink, over 250 scientists. That's quite a few. That's like less than 0.01% of the scientists in the world. Well, this 1/100th of scientists in the world and scholars warn of a full-fledged societal collapse because of climate change. Well, I know 25,000 or more scientists that think societal collapse is going to happen because of COVID-19 restrictions and governments worldwide. Has nothing to do with climate change and everything to do with sociopathic elite scumbags that are controlling the narrative, including the media and every piece of disinformation since 1950 that has been fed into 5 generations of sheep that now live on our planet. So there's that. A rare buried Sphinx statue discovered in Egypt, south of the pyramids, 254 kilometers or so south. And they show this picture here, and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's a whole new Sphinx. But it's a stinky Sphinx. This Sphinx is 35 centimeters in height and 55 centimeters in length. And this is news. Holy macaroni. The universe is 13.77 billion years old. Proven by science, probably. Well, maybe a little less. Well, we're not sure. So there's that. Because there's stars that are 1,000 light years away from us that are 14, 15 billion years old, according to science. So none of that hashes out. But what does hash out is when you put hash in your bowl and you smoke it. That definitely hashes out. Oldest human fossil outside Africa. Push back our timeline once again. This pushes it back so far it makes it embarrassing that there's even a timeline, or that anyone's even taught anything in school currently about a timeline of out of Africa nonsense. Time keeps marching on backwards, at least when it comes to telling the story of human evolution and migration. The oldest human fossils found outside of Africa suggest our species may have left the continent 200,000 years ago. But not so fast. If you get on with this entire discovery, you're going to be tired of what you're hearing. And let me just get to the main point here. The point is that 200,000 year total, look at these caves. Looks like stuff here in the southwest. I can't even scroll here. That's what I'm having a problem with. Yeah. So the levelos, which is a French word. I can't say it correctly, and I apologize. The Levois tools have been found in the area around the Mislia caves before. The nearby site of Taboon, for example, is home to the Levois tools dated between 190,000 years and 260,000 years ago. Though no modern human fossils have been found associated with the items to date, you know where else Levois tools have turned up? Jebel Ehud in Morocco, where they were made approximately 315,000 years ago. And this jaw right here has been dated to a similar time around 230,000 years ago, based on a single tooth, apparently. But what we should glean from this is Homo sapiens sapien has been around for around 300,000 years. And just a few decades ago, when I started academia, Homo sapiens were thought to be around 85, maybe 135,000 years. And now we've tripled that. And so the breakthroughs in archaeology are coming full frontal. But the problem is that no one has expanded the advanced civilization past 12,900 years ago, which we really need to get on with, as well as the fact that a cure for this novel coronavirus, which is a cold, was found as early as April. It's called ivermectin, and it kills coronavirus in 48 hours. If you want to know more, read the paper. If I bloviate, we'll be demonetized and shut down. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. The quickening is now. The amount of information I give in 24 minutes is epic. It would take any other news station 240 days to tell you as much information. The situation is accelerating, and we love each and every one of you. Thanks to our one-time donors, people who share this on all the social media that we've been blocked on, including the fake book and blah, blah, blah. We're on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, Library, Steam It, and Patreon. Can you believe that? Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. When you're living in the quickening, the grand solar minimum, the onset of the next ice age, the great reset, the collapse of society. Yes, I know it's a lot to deal with. Breathe deeply.